I'm just thinking about how I have so many thoughts, but the first one was, I was thinking I must appear like such a weird person. I imagine. So out there. What am I doing? Like, just I'm thinking about I must appear so self-absorbed as well, I think. And I think I must be I think people must be like, why is she talking about those things, and how am I supposed to have time for those things? And I don't know, maybe people don't even care about these things. I have no idea. I don't know if people really get what I'm trying to convey, which is the connection that is possible between you and yourself, and also between you and other people. Like, this is going to be all over the place, I realize now. So I'm thinking about the videos I watched years ago about quantum physics and how they describe the unified field, how everything is connected. And it's just like they paint it as like this just wave. It's like when you see birds, huge flocks of birds just make these geometrical shapes, and how they're also connected. They all move as one, although there are like thousands and thousands. And you ripple, like, you send a signal from one end of the flock and it ripples through the whole flock. And I'm thinking about how this is felt. Like, you can't see it with your eye, like with vision. You have to feel it. It's felt, it's known. And then I'm thinking about like auras, energy fields, or not even that esoteric, like just within you exists everything. Everything that you have experienced, like your memories, your past, so much fucking information is here. And so if I'm thinking about that, like, it's like you have an aura or energy field, and everything is within that. So you move past someone, or you have an interaction with someone, all this information touches the other person's field. So you can feel, tap into, pick up on so many things. And unless you're really aware, you won't know. Maybe you just get a hunch, maybe you're aware of that hunch, maybe not, like, but just the magnitude of what's possible if we're attuned, and being on some level aware. Like, who knows if I'm, like, how do you measure degree? But like, I'm just thinking about how different it is to when I am in touch with myself. which I am most of the time. So I am paying attention to what's going on inside me, what I feel. I remember where I started now. I'm wildly sidetracking. But, okay, so I'm in touch with myself. And if you really want to connect, you have to connect with my emotions, my emotional field, my inner world. You have to. If you want to touch me, that's what you have to do. That's just what it is. And I bet you can, if you think about like, because I think it's easier to see in children because they just are what they feel. So if a parent is, if you see that the child is visibly sad and scared, and the parent is acting disconnected, not attuned, like out of proportions, not like maybe it's yelling, not realizing that the child is really scared, and actually what will be good for the child is for the adult to calm the fuck down. Like center themselves, like get down on the child's level, be like, okay, breathing, I'm here, I'm sorry about that, like I can see you're scared, and cater to or relate to, connect to, address the child's feelings. If you're not addressing the child. Like it's, if the parent, mom or dad, whoever, is flustered and out of it, and having a disproportionate reaction, maybe yelling, like they're in their own thing, completely separate and disconnected from the child. They're just a one-man show at that point. So in that moment, the child's alone, actually. I'm just going to try to let myself just go with it. So that brings me back to where I started, because I was thinking about what's going on in me. I'm thinking about like my feelings lately, my reactions, my behaviors, my inclinations, like all of it, just observing. And I'm realizing I'm oscillating mostly between two emotional states. And I think this is the first time I'm seeing it as clearly as I did. And I don't know what happened, but suddenly I thought about my childhood. Insights and revelations. Hallelujah. So because okay, so the two feelings I'm oscillating between, it's on one hand, like before I took a shower, I was crying, just crying, and it's this it's so lonely, like it's excruciating, void, like lonely. It's so existential. I feel so alone, like there's not like there's not people on the planet, but no one can see the reality I'm in, like this emotional reality. No one can really see me. So I'm alone. And it's just like this void like feeling in my chest. And then on the other hand, and I think it's because I am more and more just present with where I'm at. Like I'm lonely. I feel alone. Man, flashback to my last licensed therapist. who, when I said I feel really lonely, she said, but you have friends, right? I'm like, yeah. So why do you feel lonely? I don't know. That's a mystery. So I think because I am feeling that, and I'm less and less, I catch the impulses of, oh, maybe I should do something else. Maybe I should go on a vacation. Change of scenery. That would be healthy for me. And like, no, this is an emotional reality. It exists. I be present with it or not. And then because I'm more and more present, seeing myself in that, and because my practitioner also is seeing me more and more in really deep depths, I guess, it's I was just having a moment thinking about not liking how I look. Still in the moment. I'm still having the moment. Yeah, so it's almost like when people can't see me, it's more noticeable maybe, and I get upset. Like I want to fight for people to get it, to see where I'm at. I have moments also of just completely being like, there's no point, just disengage, disconnect, don't bother. But then I had that moment of like, oh, my childhood. And I was thinking about how not seen I was. Just the level. Like, I think I'm saying like, wow, that level, and I can't really fathom it. Maybe, like, to some degree. So then I'm thinking, yeah, that loneliness that I'm now feeling must be that loneliness from that time. I'm reliving my childhood. Which kind of makes sense, or it made sense to me. It makes sense to me now that I'm thinking about it. Like, things unfelt, unintegrated. All these words, man. Spiritual words. Maybe they need to be felt to be like part of me and not be something I'm trying to run away from or disconnect from or not feel. Like, that's certainly not a good feeling. Trying to run away from something doesn't work. Not really. You can try though. People try. Wonder how many people actually live their lives running their whole life. That's a good question. Someone please give me an answer. Enlighten me on that one. But then, so if I am feeling that loneliness, if I'm integrating that from my childhood, it makes sense that I'm also really angry. That seems like a very healthy reaction to me. Like, I'm not supposed to be this lonely. I'm not supposed to live in a family and have parents that are not connected to me. It's not supposed to be like that. I'm supposed to be seen. Like, you know, the ferocity in which a child can be demanding, it doesn't give in. You know, it doesn't give up. See me. It's kind of like that. It's just interesting. Like, I wonder if there are people, like, why? I wonder if I imagine people watching this and being like, or normal people, I don't fucking know, but the question that's on my mind is why? Why bother feeling into yourself? Like, what's the point? And I would say, of course, that I might talk about this. Um, Random thoughts. Just welcome to my mind. Who might talk about this? I don't know. Does it matter? I don't know, I guess. I'm just catching myself back to where I was. I mean, if you're not in touch with yourself, what do you have then? So weird. If you're not aware of your experience, of your feelings, what do you have? Like, I can't, the only thing I can think of is like, you have nothing. I don't know if that's true, but that's like what appears to me, that you have nothing. And then I'm thinking about my ex, my last ex, and how he's the man, I think, that I've known that's been in touch with his feelings the most, without having done fucking any course or therapy. He's just paying attention to his feelings. That's all, like, that's how he made decisions. He's emotional authority, he's emotionally defined, so he's supposed to. It's just I don't ever meet people who are healthy without having done the work. So I don't know what happened with that. But nice. Like, he gave a good example for me. So I guess that means he was aware, he was listening to his feelings. Must mean, I think. I don't know. That's a question mark. Because I was somewhat aware at that point in time of myself, but it's nothing compared to now. Nothing. Nothing. It's nothing. They're just experiences that, and freedom. There's freedom in being aware and making conscious decision. There's freedom in, well, I'm thirsty now. There's freedom. I'm going to get back to it. Like, without becoming aware of myself and connecting to myself and making friends and peace with myself, I wouldn't have acceptance, the level of acceptance I have. And if I didn't have the level of acceptance I have, if I didn't have the knowing that I got myself no matter what, and the experience of having my own back, and knowing and having the experience of I can find acceptance for myself no matter what, I can find it. Because we're climbing the hill and we never stop. And if I didn't have that, I'm a desert in my mouth at this point. If I didn't have that, I wouldn't be free to do many of the things I'm doing, because I would have fear and insecurities and shame, and they would take over or take up the majority of the space, and they would rule. They would make the decision for me. They would be in control. They would be in charge. So I would, because I feel that shame, I will not do a certain thing. But with the awareness of, okay, that's my shame, I know that one, that's this, I know that one, and here's that fear, I'm afraid of that one, and in the end I'm free, and who gives a fuck about what people think? And I can, if people look at me funny, nothing new, that's nothing new, it's my life, And if doing this thing that might make people look at me funny or judge or not like me, whatever, well, I did it and it felt good. So, fuck that. Like, I am free to do that because I know I have myself. So it doesn't come with like forcing myself to do it on behalf of like or bulldozing some parts and it leaves a weird taste in my mouth. Doesn't like because I'm fully if I do it I'm fully on. And of course not always. But like the fact that I can get there. And just like when men talk about like, oh, the feminine woman and she surrendered and feels so nice and all that, like you can't get that without like really having her inner world, like her feelings. You can't unless you can see her and know what to do with what you see, which is her. You don't have much. So much is done in the feelings. Yeah, I'm going to go find water before I die.